What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. Today we're going to be going over 3 different solo characters you can use inside of the Jedi Temple raid. These are ones that are more focused for free-to-play players, people who don't have these teams built up. You don't have the dark side clone troopers, you don't have pirates, you don't have the new Jedi Vanguard. So you're trying to figure out what teams you can run. And this one is going to cover 3 different characters: Grand Moff Tarkin, Hondo and Naka, and Enfys Nest. We're going to go over all 3 characters. We're going to show the mods for each of them, and I'm going to walk you through the video or through the fight for each of these characters as well. This is something that you guys can hopefully use on your own to get going on these fights and at least help get at least an easy 900k for your raid out there and your guild, just kind of getting that score up. So if you guys do enjoy this video, make sure that like button and subscribe to the channel, and let's dive right into it. So the first one we're going to be covering here is going to be Grand Moff Tarkin. And this is one that you've probably built up over time. If you're going for Sith Eternal Emperor, you're one of the earlier players. You built up the Executrix way back in the day to go for your Imperial fleets. This is one you more than likely have built up at a respectable relic level. Now, if you do have this guy higher than Relic 7, it is going to be possible to go for the higher tiers. I just barely miss the thresholds for those higher tiers. So if this is something that you're building this guy up to like Relic 8 or Relic 9 to get those higher raid scores, and you're waiting for the clone troopers to be farmable, this is something you can use at higher tiers. So you can easily get 450,000 with this at the tier 2 or tier 1, with this working pretty well at tier 0, and maybe we can get it to work at tier 2 if you have a Relic 9 Tarkin, which I unfortunately do not, but this is what I'm working with a Relic 7 Grand Moff Tarkin, and I'm running offense and potency sets on him. Speed on the arrow here, you're going for extra potency and extra offense where possible, as well as some extra speed if possible too. Offense on the triangle, offense or potency on the cross, neither one doesn't really matter. Whichever one you go for, if you get like a potency cross here, get some nice offense secondaries as well, like I have here. High speed on this. I'm a little overboard in terms of the speed here. I'm actually going a lot faster than you really need to be with this one. It's just, I just grabbed some offense and potency sets and I was trying to push the limits of what I was using and see if I could get tier 1. And with this at Relic 7 and what I'm running here, I'm just barely not able to get tier 1 complete. This is just with tier 0. So you can see 97% potency on him, 300 speed, and then his special damage, he's just over 11,000 damage here. Not really worrying about crit chance on him for this. That may be something more important for the full Dark Side Clone Trooper team, which we'll cover in a future video, but that's what I'm running here with the mods here, and we're going to go into the battle here, and this one, super easy, very straightforward. If you have this guy modded well for offense and potency, it's really just a matter of seeing if you've got the proper mods. If you don't, this is not going to be that easy. And if you're not able to really kind of defeat everybody here in the first wave like this, boom, done. Yeah, that's pretty easy stuff there, right? So yeah, that's all we're really doing. So we're just gonna we're just gonna build up some potency on him, get some extra potency on him if necessary, and yeah, we're just kind of building up things. Honestly, I should have just saved his second special there for these guys. Yeah, because we're just gonna do this. They're gonna attack a couple times, and then we're just gonna nuke them from orbit. 120k damage on everybody. Pretty easy stuff there. Build up some extra potency. Boom, done. And then we're just gonna have one more wave here. The clone troopers are going to attack a couple times. We'll use the second special there. One more AoE. Boom. Done. All right. And that is pretty straightforward on this one. That is really nothing too crazy with that one. Yep. Enough is not worth my time. And Vader runs off. So, yeah, that's pretty easy. That's Tarkin. Very, very easy. Nothing too complicated with that. This is the one that most people are probably going to have, and especially if you are trying to build up Tarkin to like Relic 9 because you want to run those Dark Side Clone Trooper teams, which we'll see if that stays, if CG keeps those or nerfs those. But if you are building up to Relic 9, you're waiting for this guy to waiting for those Dark Side clones to be a little more farmable. This is one that's probably going to be better, or this is one you could probably do at tier 1 here. I'm going to show you just real quick what I have with tier 1 and how close I am. It's really close. I just need a little bit more. If I could get some more relics on them, just squeeze a little more damage out of this team, I'd probably get it. I mean, I'm getting really close. I mean, look how close those guys are. So, I mean, I can get rid of most of them. I can probably get rid of Apo or Fox. I can get rid of this guy's clone trooper and probably the Nightfall troopers as well. if I just had a little more power on my Grand Moff Tarkin. So yeah, if I could just bump up his damage, bump up his mastery a little bit, just kind of get a little more damage out of him, just squeeze a little more out of him, I could probably do tier 1 and get 450,000 with Tarkin. So that is something to keep in mind. If you do have relics 8 or 9 on him, try to go for tier 1, see if you can push tier 2. If not, don't worry about it. At least you can get an easy 300,000 off with this guy. Next one is going to be Hondo Onaka. So this one is a little more complicated, and what you want to run with him is speed and health, and you're also going to need some Zetas on him, especially if you're running him at Relic 5. You've got him bare minimum Relic 5 if you're trying to go for Afro back in the day, and maybe you're going to be pushing this guy up because you're going to want to pursue Galactic Legend Hondo if that's your thing, maybe down the road. This is one where you do need to have a couple Zetas on him. So the big one right away is that you are going to want to have... Isn't it this one? No, it's, yeah, it's this one. I don't want to kill you per se, because you need to have the captive here, because with this captive, you're going to use that to shut down the Apo at the start of the fight, and because you have captive on somebody, you're also going to start getting some bonuses on Hondo, which is where his second Zeta comes into play here. At the start of his turn, there's an enemy with a captive debuff. He gains 15% crit chance, crit damage, and defense penetration, stacking to 150%, and 3 speed, stacking up to 30 for the rest of the encounter. So that's where you're you need those 2 Zetas on him. I tried it without the Zetas at Relic 5 with this mod set, and I just couldn't get anything going. So, you know, speed on the arrow, offense, stacking up offense on the cross and the diamond. You do want to kind of bump up his damage as well. Get some offense secondaries if you can, some high speed secondaries too. You just want to kind of build up his speed, build up his offense. You want to have a solid amount of damage. He's a support character, not going to have a lot of damage on his own, but you got to get him going at the start of the fight. So that's what we're going with here. We're going to go into this battle, and pretty much, yeah, so we're gonna put captive on Apo here so that he can't stun, because you don't want him to stun with Nightfall. If Hondo gets stunned, then he gets Order 66 from the Disguised Clone Troopers. It's bad news bears for you. So captive there. And now we are just going to work our way through Fox. And yep, there we go. Okay, so we got a little damage there. Kind of working our way through, see if we can get... Man, this is gonna... Yeah, we just gotta... Yeah, this is the tricky part. No, yep, there he goes. There's a stun. So we're gonna put another captive here on Apo. There we go. Oh my gosh. Stop with the stuns. Alright. Oh my gosh. Let me do... Oh my god, let me kill him, for the love of God. Alright, there we go. Okay, so we killed Fox. That is the really, really annoying part. So we got Fox out of the way. Now we get those extra stacks of Execute on Lord Vader. And now we can start working on some of these other characters. We're going to get rid of Apo here in a second. Boom, there we go. Apo's done. And now we can start going through the other ones. So you can see basically at this point they're kind of frozen on the stacks of Execute on Lord Vader. So yeah, we get some extra buffs in. We are going to put a captive there on that Disguised Clone Trooper. And we're going to finish him off. There we go. He's done. Take care of that Nightfall Trooper. Take care of this Disguised Clone Trooper. So yeah, you can see we're doing a lot of damage at this point. So that's kind of what we're going for here. Extra buffs on him, get some more crit damage stacking on him. Extra ransom. Boom, done. And rescue. Alright, on to the next one. We're going to take out that Nightfall Trooper. We're going to take out that Nightfall Trooper. And right now, I can't do anything with this guy's Clone Troopers. Of course, they're going to do Order 66 on me. Then take out that Disguised Clone Trooper. And it's pretty straightforward from here. Nothing too crazy. Another Jedi rescued. One more. you know, we'll just put a captive on him just to get a little extra damage going. Yeah, take out that disguised clone trooper. Alright, and there we go. Boom, done. Alright, pretty straightforward on that one. Gets a little more annoying, that's where you have to really stack up the damage. Possible at Relic 5, if you had got higher relics on him, you're going for Pirate King Hondo. That's going to be easier to do in the future, but, you know, keep that in mind for now. If you're not working on that full pirate team, you've at least got this, and you've also got one with Enfys Nest, which we are going to do right now. And get everybody out of the way. And Enfys Nest here. So, Enfys Nest is the last one I want to go over, and this one I'm actually going to pull the offense one that I grabbed from Tarkin, throw that on here, just get a little more damage and speed on her. So yeah, offense and health set. So you do want to make sure she's got some nice crit damage, some nice offense going, some tenacity as well is nice. You can also go for offense on this too. It's more just to kind of help deal with some of those stuns that you can get hit with if you're not careful. So yeah, we're kind of stacking up tenacity, stacking up her offense. Again, yeah, offense cross on that if you really want to go for it. But yeah, that's what we're going for. 312 speed on her, 6,400 speed. Tenacity's up at 95%, not bad. But yeah, that's what we're really going for here. So going into this fight with Enfys Nest, the big thing to want to do is you kind of want to tempted to go for the AoE. We're actually going to not do that right now. We're actually going to use the Sun Impact. We're going to start working on Fox. We're going to get buff immunity on him. That's going to be very helpful here. At least get some stuff going there. We've got Expose on him now. So now we can use the AoE. And that should actually finish off Fox here in a second. Boom, there we go. Fox is done. And the important thing here, too, is now there's dazes on these disguised clone troopers, so they can't assist and they can't stun you, which is going to be very, very important. Finish off Fox here in a second. We're going to take out some of these disguised clone troopers along the way. And Nightfall troopers, if possible. You can see we're already doing some solid damage to these guys. Another AoE here. Boom. Done. Alright, so at this point, we're doing pretty good. We've got 9 stacks of Execute right now on Lord Vader. That's very, very helpful. 8, now down to 7. We're going to get this buff going. Don't really need it here, because she's not going to be getting buffs. But now, we're going to rescue. And then we're just going to kind of pop AoEs. Or actually, no, we're going to use that to take out this guy's Clone Trooper, her first special. And then, yeah, you can see she's doing a lot of damage now on her basic and her counters. So there you go. Taking him out pretty easily at this point. We'll take out this disguised clone trooper. And now we just work on Lord Vader again. Another rescue. And then one more round. Kill a disguised clone trooper. That counter actually killed the other disguised clone trooper. You can see that at this point. We're killing them pretty easily. So, yeah, pretty straightforward. And there we go, that's it. So that is 3 separate solo teams for free-to-play players right now. If you don't have these teams built up, we're going to talk about Bad Batch and another one here shortly. We're going to be working on a video of the Bad Batch with the glitch fix with that and kind of go through a guide for that. But yeah, if you've got Grand Moff Tarkin, Hondo, and Enfys Nest up to respectable relic levels, this is going to be pretty good for you. This is one that you're going to be able to pursue pretty easily as a free-to-play. At least an easy 900,000 for your raid or for your guild. Maybe even more depending on what relics you do have for Grand Moff Tarkin. So that's going to wrap it up for this video. If you guys have questions, concerns, comments, thoughts, ideas, let me know down below. As always, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys next time.